Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara yang telah terakreditasi unggul.
Selamat garap skripsi harus semangat.
This is UMSU FM.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, teman anak muda. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so happy that you are listening the same frequency on our station 91.6 UMSU FM Medan, and you can also watch me on our YouTube channel only on UMSU FM Medan with Yaumi. And today, welcome back on our special program of Horas, Hari Obrolan Ranah Amerika Serikat from Education USA in Medan. And today we have very exciting topic for all of you, for all students who dream about studying abroad. And speaking of dream, we have a very special guest with us today. Hello, Miss Fai Tai.
Hello, everyone.
Wow,
Tamang anak muda.
Yeah.
If I say it well.
Yes, you
correctly.
say it well. And it's such a big honor to have you here because I heard that you fly from Malaysia to Indonesia to come to UMSU and have a talk show with us. So
Yes.
Thank you so much for your coming. Maybe you have a words to say to citizens from Medan.
Hello, so my name is Fai and I have some connections with Indonesia. I grew up in Hong Kong, but my parents, they are actually from Malaysia, Indonesia. I'm sorry, I flew from Malaysia.
Yeah.
My parents are from, they were born in Indonesia. My father's from Surabaya. My mom is from Manado. But sorry, I don't speak Bahasa.
Okay.
They never taught us.
Yes. Before you came here, you had a discussion time with UMSU.
Yes.
So what is your impression of this university? Because UMSU is the one of the best university in Indonesia.
I was really impressed one thing that the team was able to find a photo of me from 15 years ago, and I look amazing 15 years ago compared to now. But so when Miss Lisa came, and then she gave a remark at the end. She said, ask tough questions because I'm here.
Yes.
So just take the opportunity to talk to someone in the US. I lived there, I graduated from a university there, and then ask tough questions. But I think they asked okay questions, not tough enough.
So you see the big enthusiasm.
Yes, definitely. A lot of interest.
Okay, it's good to hear that, Miss Pai. And we are so proud to have you here as an Associate Director of Marketing and Finance at the Office of International Education, Wichita State University.
Yes.
And you have a big experience helping students navigate them in the US. And today we are going to dive into exploring higher education in the Midwest of USA, which is I'm pretty sure that with you as a speaker, it will be really insightful for our listener. And teman anak muda, we have also our adorable host, Mas Dimas Samudra, as an education advisor in Medan. So I don't want to take a long time. Mas Dimas, you can handle this talk show. Time is yours.
Oke, halo Yaumi.
Yes,
halo teman
halo.
anak muda, halo sobat Sali AS. Senang sekali kita bertemu lagi di acara Horas yang kali ini akan mengeksplorasi tentang pendidikan di tempat yang bernama Midwest Amerika Serikat. Banyak sekali yang datang ke Education USA ingin sekolah di New York atau di California, tapi jarang sekali yang tahu bahwa Amerika kan luas banget. Pendidikan bukan hanya di ujung timur dan ujung barat. Ada tempat yang namanya Midwest, ada tempat namanya Heart of the America. Nanti kita akan bahas tentang itu. Dan sekarang sebelum kita mulai, saya ingin kembali mengingatkan teman anak muda dan sobat Sari AS tentang Education USA. Jadi mungkin ada yang masih ingat atau mungkin ada yang udah lupa tentang Education USA. Education USA adalah jaringan dari Departemen Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat yang tersebar lebih dari 180 negara dan ada lebih dari 500 center di seluruh dunia. Dan di Medan ini Lokasinya ada di UMSU, Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara. Meskipun lokasinya ada di UMSU, Education USA itu bukan hanya melayani mahasiswa atau sivitas akademia UMSU. Education USA melayani untuk semua kalangan masyarakat. Dan kita memberikan informasi tentang pendidikan tinggi di Amerika Serikat, tentang program-program yang ada, tentang beasiswa-beasiswa yang ditawarkan, baik itu dari pemerintah Indonesia, beasiswa dari pemerintah Amerika, atau beasiswa dari kampus-kampus yang ada di Amerika. Dan semua layanan kami adalah free. Jadi teman-teman bisa datang langsung ke Education USA Medan. Lokasinya ada di UMSU, hanya selangkah dari UMSU FM. Jadi persis di depan Fakultas Teknologi Teknologi Informasi. Dan teman anak muda juga bisa mendapatkan layanan Education USA melalui layanan virtual. Jadi teman anak muda bisa buka sosial media kami, Instagram Education USA Indonesia, dan di Instagram itu akan ada link untuk ke Calendly. Calendly adalah satu aplikasi untuk membuat janji dengan advisors, baik itu saya maupun seluruh advisor yang ada di Indonesia. Di Indonesia ada ada di 7 kota, ada di Medan, Aceh, Jakarta, Malang, Surabaya, Samarinda, dan Makassar. Nah, kemudian apalagi ya, Education USA itu layanannya semuanya free, gratis. Ini adalah bentuk layanan dari pemerintah Amerika untuk masyarakat Indonesia. Hari ini kita akan membahas tentang pendidikan tinggi yang ada di area yang namanya Midwest. Midwest itu sering dilupakan, overshadow by the East Coast or the West Coast of the United States. But it holds the treasure and opportunities for students and educators. We like to explore these unique opportunities and talk about it more, just like we have Phi Tai from Wichita State University. If I remember, when I see the map,
Yes.
Wichita is located like
right in the middle of the
United
US.
States. Yes, that's the Midwest.
Yes.
Maybe the first question, where exactly is the Midwest? And which states do we consider as a part of Midwest?
So I don't know if there is an official way to define the Midwest, but usually they include, I will start from Kansas because there's where I'm from. So Kansas, and then our neighbor, that would be Missouri, and we also have Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, and North Dakota. Hopefully I get the list right.
You got it. You got everything, but just like, and what's happened? What we can find in Midwest?
Treasure.
Hey, let's talk about it.
It's hidden gem. I would say that so I grew up in Hong Kong, and just like most of you probably never heard of Kansas. And we all heard about California, New York, Washington, and Texas. And when I found this school, Wichita State, in Kansas, I had never heard of Kansas. I didn't even know how to say Wichita. So I was guessing like Wichita, but it's Wichita, like which. And later on, I found out that it has the story related to Wizard of Oz. If you're all familiar with Dorothy, and then being blown about tornado, but we can talk about it later. So, and I did not know what I can expect. I thought it's in the middle of nowhere. I thought it's a village, but turn out it's a city. So in the Midwest, people are so nice and friendly. When the first day when I walk on the campus, and I just walk past people, they're like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I was talking to myself, do I know you? Why are you greeting me? That is so different. But now I get used to it. And last year we had a vacation. I went to Utah with my friends, and then my friend from New York. And then we went to shopping, and after we check out, and I said, "Thank you so much. Have a great day." And she just rolled her eyes. She said, "You're such a Midwesterner." Because Midwest people are so nice and friendly.
Yes.
And so warm. They are very willing to reach out. When you finish, like you check out from a grocery store, they will say, "You have a great day. Did you find anything okay?" But it's very different from other places. And of course, the living cost is so much lower.
Oh, okay.
How low if you compare to other states
Yes.
like big cities in the East Coast or in the West Coast?
I would say probably half. So depending on what we're talking about. Most people in the U.S. drive, so gas price. Before I left the U.S. last 3 weeks ago, it was we use gallon, so it was $2.40 per gallon, and California was like over $4 per gallon. So that's it. That is a lot higher, but also living costs. I think now for us to have a 2-bedroom apartment, monthly rents would be average $800, $700 or $800. But if you pay $700 or $800 in LA, you may get a closet.
Or just one bed.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very, very different.
Okay.
How about the climate?
Oh, okay. That's a good one. So let's talk about the good things and then the scary part. So when I was trying to look for schools, I don't want to go to places that is too cold. I don't want to get a lot of snow. But I also don't want to go to places that are too hot. So I think Kansas or the Midwest is most places are just okay. So in Kansas, my state, we have 4 seasons, and then we have some snows, but not enough to build a snowman. It's more kind of like powdery snow, and then they only stay for a day or two, and then they're gone. And fall and spring, they are very, very comfortable. It's in the so I have to convert it to Celsius. It's probably around 20 degrees Celsius.
Just like normal people will turn their aircon into 20s.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. And now let's talk about the scary thing. So earlier I talked about the story of Dorothy, Wizard of Oz. So before I went, and then we talk about like tornadoes. It sounds scary, but I've been living in Wichita for about 20 years. There's only one time that not really experienced, but a tornado that is quite close to Wichita, but it's still about 20 minutes drive from us. And then that time, that tornado basically damaged half of a YMCA building. But there's no casualty. I mean, people are okay because the weather channels, they do such a great job to give us enough warning so we know what happened. And also, every week we have a drill. There is a sirens. So you know that when there is a tornado happening, your phone will give you a major buzz. So we know. And then in Wichita, I think in the Midwest, like even Oklahoma or Texas, there's always tornado shelter. We know where to go. And that is like really helpful. But I would say to my surprise, the biggest damage or weather damage to us is hailstorm. So ice balls, they could be teeny little, but they can also be golf ball size. So several years back when I still live in an apartment, because of the direction of the wind, so all of the west-facing windows of the apartment complex were broken by the hailstorm. Yeah. And it's very windy out there.
Okay. But you survived.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we would like to talk more about the educations. So just like we have more than 4,000 universities in the US.
Yes.
But if we want to focus on what is available in Midwest, maybe I can asking you what type of education institution are available in Midwest?
I think in the Midwest, it's just like any other states. We regular 4-year universities that offer bachelor's, master's to PhD programs, but there are also a lot of community colleges that we should not forget. I'm not sure how popular it is, but I think there are enough interest for international students. They finish 2 years community colleges and then they transfer to a 4-year university, and that actually saves some money, but also community colleges, their classes are usually smaller, so you get more attention, more support. When you go to a 4-year university, classes are usually bigger. So depending on if you want to get more attention or if you don't want to get more attention. If you want to be like, just leave me alone, then 4-year university is for you. Classes are bigger, you have all the freedom to do what you want to do. But if you're like, I really need help, I want more attention, I want to talk to more people, community college could be a good option, and budget-wise as well. And I think other than that, all the majors, they are just as good as all the other states.
Okay. Talk about the majors. Maybe it can be related to what the Midwest has. If we see the map of the United States,
Sure.
it will be in the middle and you're going to have a lot of agriculture over there. You also have the aeronautical business
Yes.
in front of the heart of the U.S. It's
Yes.
just can you tell me what is the programs or the majors that really, really strong in the Midwest?
Yes. So just like you said there, so for example, like petroleum, not my school, but there are a lot of oil in the Midwest. So petroleum engineering, that could be one. And then agriculture, that could be one. Not us either. But I want to talk about what we're strong in. So that's aerospace engineering. In the Midwest, so our city, Wichita, we have a nickname called the air capital of the world because there are lots of aircraft companies. There are lots of pilots. There are lots of pilots. So it's really interesting. At Wichita State, we don't have pilot programs, but our students are really good at designing aircraft. And so we have aerospace engineering, we have mechanical engineering, we have industrial engineering. So imagine building an aircraft that needs a lot of different engineers to work together. And we're very fortunate to have Airbus located inside our campus. They offer a lot of research and job opportunities to our students.
Nice. How about the other things that are in the Midwest, like the headquarters of the 500 companies that are located in Midwest, or the businesses that are been very powerful in Midwest that maybe the East Coast and the West Coast cannot compare with it?
So I would say the Midwest is kind of like a hidden gem. Oftentimes people don't know. For example, the largest private company is called Koch Industry. KOCH. Yeah. And they do a lot of like oil refineries and they do a lot of different things. The headquarters is in Wichita. So it's like nobody ever heard of it. It's the best kept secret. And another fun fact. So everyone knows Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah.
The founders of Pizza Hut were our students when they first started it. So, so the original Pizza Hut, we preserve it and keep it in our campus. So it's very, it's slightly bigger than this studio, but it's very cute. It's a museum now.
Okay. And talk about one of the reputable students. We have our conversation before that.
Yes.
We also have one big political figure in Indonesia that has his bachelor degree from your school.
Yes.
You can spell his name?
Yes, Santiago Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the former Minister of Tourism and Creative Economics, and he got the education from your school.
Bachelor's, yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we want to discuss about Midwest innovation.
Innovation,
yeah.
Yes.
What is Midwest Advance, and will it reflect on its education?
I think so. Students may not like to hear this, but parents loves it. So a lot of times when I talk with the family, and then after talking about the programs are just the same as other universities and other states. We offer all kinds of everything, and then we talk about the budget, the cost is much lower, and then at some point students would ask, what about campus life, or what are some fun things that you can do? And then I would say, if you want to go shopping, yes, there could be shopping mall. But if you want to go clubbing, I know Indonesian students usually don't you don't go to drink a lot.
Yes.
But some students are wild in other countries. So, and I said, yeah, there are bars and pubs, but there are not a lot of fun things that you can do. And I said, Wichita or the Midwest generally is students often complain it as boring. So when I say it's boring, parents like, yes, that means it's a good place to study.
It's a good rules.
Yeah, but also I think it's nice, especially like Kansas being in the middle. When I was a student, we did a lot of road trips. So we drove like up and down, east and east and west, and those road trips are really fun. You get to explore the entire United States, and then knowing what's there, and the sceneries, and then the national parks are amazing.
Okay. So when we talk about the education in the Midwest, we also want to, most of the students, most of the parents also want to know about the price,
Yes.
the scholarship, or the other opportunity to finance the study in Midwest. So what is the options that Midwest has to offer?
In general, I would say some states offer, let me explain. The universities in the U.S., if they are public universities, they usually offer two different tuition rates. One is called in-state, and another is called out-of-state. So in-state meaning that, let's say Kansas, if your family lives in Kansas, you pay in-state tuition. But if you are from outside of Kansas, you pay out-of-state tuition. And usually out-of-state is more than double in-state. So that being said, if a student from California comes to study in Kansas, they pay out-of-state tuition. But a student from Indonesia pay the same out-of-state tuition. And so it is funny, I can use one example. I had a student came from California, and she said paying in-state tuition in California is actually more than paying out-of-state tuition in my school. So that can be something that explains the price. And also price-wise, I mean, I talk about like living costs is already lower, and then so tuition. Some of the states offer in-state tuition as scholarship for students, so that is a huge saving. And then I would just use my school. We have some other scholarship opportunities. So we have a program called Legacy Tuition. So if one of your parents or grandparents graduated from Wichita State, and then you will come and pay in-state tuition. And so earlier I said, if you haven't had a parent or grandparents graduated from Wichita State, you can start the legacy for your future generation. And we also have a scholarship called the Sibling Scholarship. So if you have a sibling who has already attended Wichita for a year or already graduated, you will get a scholarship automatically, regardless of your grades. It's a one-time, but $4,000. And then you can add it on top of the other scholarships. So it's really nice.
So other than scholarships, maybe I would like to know what, do you offer like OPT, CPT,
Yes.
or programs like assistantship and fellowship
Yes.
to finance your study
Yes.
at Wichita State?
Yes. So I should probably explain what's OPT and what's CPT.
Yes.
So for all international students, anyone can start working on the first day you arrive on campus, but you're not going to get a job right away. It will take you some time. So I often suggest international students to spend at least their first semester or even first year to join student activities, student clubs and groups, and build your network. When you start knowing people and also looking for jobs, it will be easier to find a job. And sometimes applying for a job that requires some recommendation letters. So start from the jobs. During the first year of your study, you are allowed to work on campus. Any kinds of jobs. There's always jobs available in the cafeteria, in housing, in different labs, or in the library. And for example, in our housing, if you work as a housing assistant, you get free housing. So that's a huge plus, not just that you get paid, but a lot of savings. And then starting from the second year, you can work off campus, but you have to apply for CPT, curricula, practical training. And the job must be related to your major. And you can only work 20 hours when school is in session. But in summer, you can work full time. So I took advantage during my second year summer. I worked three months because our summer break is 3 months. And I spent all of my 3 months working off campus in an accounting firm because I was an accounting major. And then when you graduate, you can apply to this permission called OPT, Optional Practical Training. And again, it must be related to your major. And then for any international students, you are allowed to stay in the US to work for 1 year under student visa. You do not need to get a work visa to work during that 1 year of OPT. And of course, you are going to work legally. And if your program is STEM designated, so STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. If your program is a STEM designated program, you are allowed to apply for an extension of 2 more years, or to be precise, is 24 months. So that means in total, you get 3 years to work in the US under your student visa status. And that is a huge plus. Whether you decide to go home or not, you get the 3 years or maybe sometimes 1 year exposure before maybe you return home. And that is a really, really good experience for students.
Okay. And are we going to have a break or?
Yes, maybe 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
More.
Okay. Okay. So what is the benefit? I mean, like I heard that applying OPT is not easy. So many students have their degree, but they find difficulties to find the OPT. But how is the situation in your campus, in your schools?
Great question. So we have partner companies on campus. So for example, Airbus is inside our campus, and we have other companies. For example, if you're a computer science or computer engineering major, another partner company on campus is called NetApp, and it is a Fortune 500 company. They do hire our students even when they are still studying. So given we have a arrangement called applied learning, meaning that every student who are seeking a degree program will receive experience either working on projects or working for an employer to earn real world experience. You won't just study, you get to apply what you learn. And through the applied learning experience, students are better exposed to the job market. And for that reason, 90% of our international students can get a job when they are applying for OPT.
90%, that's a really high number.
Yeah, we are top 100 STEM OPT universities in the US.
Oh, nice. So you might need no worry anymore knowing that you are in a good hands.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a break.
Okay, we
Yes.
can have a break.
Break time, because I think time flies so fast. It's already half an hour, teman anak muda, and we must take a break now. But don't go anywhere, because right after this we will continue the discussion. So stay tuned only on UMSA FM.
Bulan Ramadan adalah bulan penuh berkah. Untuk menambah kualitas keimanan, mari bersama-sama kita menambah wawasan Islami.
UMSU FM menghadirkan Safari Ramadan setiap hari Senin sampai Kamis pukul 9 sampai dengan 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat.
Safari Ramadan Senin menghadirkan sehat ala Islami. Safari Ramadan Selasa menghadirkan fashion Islami.
Safari Ramadan Rabu menghadirkan tokoh Islami. Safari Ramadan Kamis menghadirkan aplikasi Islami.
Safari Ramadan.
Mari raih keberkahan.
Ramadan bukan cuma soal ibadah dan puasa, tapi juga soal momen bareng keluarga, sahabat, dan rencana perjalanan yang gak boleh dadakan. Karena sekarang ada program spesial Ramadan Vacation. Program yang bakal nemenin kamu dengan info tempat seru buat jalan-jalan selama Ramadan. Rekomendasi destinasi ngabuburit, sampai update info tiket mudik biar kamu gak ketinggalan harga terbaik.
Naik pula harga tiket ini ya. Makanya jangan last minute. Coba dengerin Ramadan Vacation.
Ramadan Vacation, jalan-jalan dapat, mudik aman.
This is UMSU FM.
Okay guys, welcome back on our station 91.6 FM Medan and on our YouTube channel FM Medan. And let's continue our good discussion. And Mas Dimas, this is yours back.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Naomi. And Mbak Yaomi. And my next question for Fai is just there's a lot of question came to me asking the safety concern in the United States.
Yes.
And especially we are now discussing about the safety concern in the Midwest. How is the safety, whether it's in the community or in the universities?
Sure. So the Midwest in general is safe, I would say. And then because in general, people are more conservative. And I would start with university campus first. Pretty much all university campus have campus police. So the not so good thing about having the police there is that if you don't park properly, you will get a ticket. We might have experienced it before. But having the police there, they keep you safe. For example, I'll share a story. So when it was snowing pretty bad, and my first car was not a new car. And then I drove to campus park there for all day. And then it was cold. And then by the time end of the day, I went back to my car, it was frozen. I couldn't open my car. But the police officer, actually, I could contact them, and then they come and help me open the car, the door. And also in many university campuses, there are police emergency posts. So there are posts, and then you can kind of like call. There's a phone, if not our cell phone, but you can take the phone, and then you can talk to a police officer if there are emergency cases happen. So that's a very big help. And another, I would call it a service. So in the university, we have evening classes. So if you find it like you don't feel comfortable walking back to, some students live off campus, and you don't feel comfortable walking back to your apartment, you can ask a police officer to escort you back to your apartment. So that's a service that they provide. And for all U.S. universities, it is a government requirement to issue a annual safety report. So they have to publish it. So you can go to the website, and then you can read those reports, and then you can see like what kind of crimes that are there, because again, it is required. So for us, during my days as a student, the highest crime was stolen bicycle. You have to get a good lock to lock your bicycle. Okay. But these days, a lot of students are using either a scooter or carry a skateboard, and it is very convenient, and you don't need to worry about it being stolen anymore. And another thing about safety, so I know this is kind of the elephant in the room. People are worried about immigration, and then will ICE be here? Yes, ICE is actually everywhere. And so, but we always advise students, you don't break any rules, you don't break any laws. As an international student, there are things that you need to do. You need to follow the law to be a student. You are there in the US to study, not doing anything else. You're allowed to work, yes, but please, I know sometimes we drive fast. Please do not speed. And getting speed tickets, or for students you work in the US, we are required to file tax. Okay. And we file tax a different way than US citizens. And so please follow the rule and file your tax correctly. Just follow the rule, follow the laws, and then it will be okay. So if you don't break any laws, you don't need to be afraid.
Have you ever encountered like discrimination as being international student in the US or in the Midwest area?
I have heard of others. Me, myself, it could be my personality, or so as a Chinese, I haven't felt discrimination at all, or maybe I'm not as sensitive. So, and especially in the Midwest, people are very, very nice and very friendly. And sometimes so we need to understand that US is a very big country, and a lot of people have not left the US. Many people don't even have a passport because the US is big enough. So they know that they haven't been exposed to foreign countries, or so there are times that they would ask silly questions, but they knew it. So one time I went with my US colleague for lunch, and then we went to a Korean restaurant. So then and then I said, so what do you want to eat? Bulgogi. And then so she asked, is this the real meat, or is this something that they make up? So it's like they are aware that they don't understand and they don't know enough, but they are willing to ask. So at the same time, I think we, as international students, we also need to respect U.S. culture. And then I think one thing I learned through my experience living in the U.S. is that do not be afraid of asking. There's no stupid questions. Of course, you find the right time to ask. You don't just ask. Sometimes it's not a good time. So asking a question, or you can ask privately instead of like asking in public, that really helped us to learn a lot. So, and another thing, when I first got there, I was shocked to find that people do not lock their doors. I'm talking about 20 years ago, but nowadays still people do not lock their doors because it's actually pretty safe in communities. But I would say that it's just in any other city, there are places or neighborhoods that are not that safe, and then use your common sense that you don't go there at night and then wearing tank tops, hot pants. You just apply your common sense, and it will be great.
Thank you. How about like Indonesia? There's vast majority of Muslim students.
Yes.
Who might feel worried when they left Indonesia to other countries. Will they find halal food over there? Will they find place for practicing prayers? Will also be okay if they are wearing hijab. Will it be applied to places in Midwest as well?
Yes, and actually, it's to my surprise, I will talk about my campus first. So, in our cafeteria, we definitely offer halal food. And then we have quite a few Muslim students. They come from the Middle East or maybe Pakistan and Bangladesh, or we don't have a lot of Indonesian students, but still just like in general Muslim. And on campus we have a chapel, we call that multi-faith chapel. So any religion can go. You don't need to be like, it's not limited to Christian or it's not limited to Muslim. And then there are prayer space for them to go. And it's quite often I see students wearing hijab, and even in some, we go to department stores and then the cashier is wearing hijab. So it is not uncommon. And also near the university, actually, there are 2 mosques, and I'm a Christian, so I don't know if there are more. But when I was hosting Muslim students or families, and what I've heard is that those are the 2 major ones that they can go, and then they have the prayer schedules that they can go. And also, working in the university, we do respect, for example, Ramadan. And I was telling you earlier that in the past I have a student assistant. She's from Bangladesh. And then because she was fasting, and she said, Miss Fai, I am very tired. I'm fasting. So can I go home earlier today? And I can. Yes, I have. By our policies, I have to say yes. I cannot keep her there to work. So Muslims I would say, especially in the Midwest, they are very well respected, and practicing your faith is perfectly fine, perfectly safe.
Okay.
Good tolerance.
Yeah, so it makes me curious about the Ramadan situation in Midwest. How it's feel from
Ramadan?
your perspective?
Oh, I just feel sorry. And so, but I also really respect that. And that's why when I came, I asked you, is it okay if I bring a bottle of water? Because I understand that you can't even drink water. And here the weather isn't as hot. In KL, it's so hot. And yeah. And it's like, if you cannot drink water, it's and all day. If it were me, I would be hangry, not just angry. So yeah, I mean, it is hard, but I have a lot of respect. If fasting is one thing, but not even drinking water, that is a big challenge. Yeah, but even like when in our campus, we have those like Ramadan decorations. And so people are well aware of Ramadan. And also like we try to know when they break the fast. And then that is now is definitely not foreign to, at least in Wichita or Kansas.
Nice to know about it. So if there's a lot of students who plan to go to Midwest to continue their study.
Yes.
And they feel very happy about Midwest and want to continue their education. Let's say if they are from the bachelor degree and they want like to continue their study in the master degree or the PhD degree, can we explore more? What's the master and PhD degree available over there?
So in my university, we have a little bit of everything. And I think in the Midwest, there are lots of good options. For master's and PhD students, I think one of the best things is the availability of assistantship. This is not for bachelor's degrees, but if you're applying for master's or PhD, look for assistantship, because being a graduate assistant or a graduate research assistant or a graduate teaching assistant, first of all, these are jobs, so you will get paid. And second of all, holding these positions will allow you to pay in-state tuition. So earlier I explained it, it's a much lower tuition rate. And if you are a GTA, there are times that you teach enough classes that your tuition fee would be completely waived. So you're going to school for free, and then you get pay for what you're doing. So that is the best deal.
And you can also put CPT, OPT on top of it.
CPT, yes. Yeah.
OPT after you graduate.
Yes, correct.
So how about the life outside the campus?
So it really depends on, I think faith is one thing. So I'm a Christian, so I do spend enough time with my church. I'm sure Muslim is the same. You spend enough time. But also through the campus, you can do volunteer work. So there are a lot of animal lovers, cats, dogs, and then so you can be a volunteer at the Humane Society, or you can, if it's not like that, you can go hiking. Oh, one thing, American people really like barbecue. So it's fun. And another thing is that being an international student, again, 20 years ago when I first got there in Wichita, there were not a lot of, there wasn't any Hong Kong restaurants. And one of the things that I like in Hong Kong is egg tarts.
Oh, egg tart.
The custard inside and then with a crust, a dessert. There's no egg tart, and I love it. So guess what? I made my own.
Okay.
So I think it is. I also see now a lot of students, international students, when they come to the U.S., the parents or the grandparents are so worried about what they eat. So some students actually get intensive training, cooking class before they go. So they learn how to cook the meals for themselves, and then they became actually a lot more independent. And then you will be surprised, a rice cooker can do so many different things.
Yeah. That's the first buy that I ever bought when I went to US.
Right? Yeah.
It's just like my supervisor is asking, there's a list of things that we've been provided, and just like, okay, we still have budget for you.
Right.
What do you want? And just like, we are a group of international students.
Right.
And our friends from Cambodia, from Pakistan, it's just like takes time to think what they want to buy.
Yes.
But me and my friends from Indonesia, we just like rice cooker.
Yeah.
First thing first.
Yep.
Yes, one thing, many function.
Yeah.
And for the rice, because just like we eat rice every single day.
I mean, there is so much you can do. Like you cook, and then I think we also spend a lot of time. Another thing is potluck. So everyone just bring a dish that you like, and then we just hang out together. So that would be good enough. But I mentioned earlier, doing road trips, or another thing, depending on your location. So for example, there you can do fishing. And if you're like up north in maybe Wisconsin, Minnesota, you can do ice fishing.
Yes.
Yeah, that is cool.
Well, we have winter for 9 months. Actually, we only have winter. We have winter, we have still winter, we have almost winter, and construction. That's what we have. Mini snow.
Yeah. Thankfully, Kansas, we don't have as much snow.
Okay, so how about the job opportunities after we finish our education in the Midwest? Will you find places that can accept you, that can praise you, that can appreciate you, and can help you grow as a professional?
Yes, so I have to be honest, and I do not want to sugarcoat it. We talk about OPT, so not every student can find a job through OPT. I mean, under the OPT authorization. When I said, okay, we have 90% students who can find, meaning 10% of the student who cannot find, or maybe they don't want to find, they just like go home. Maybe they need to, their family has a business or something like that. But the thing is that all universities have a career office. They provide a lot of support to help you find a job. And you do not, when I was a student, I try to kind of like limit myself to find jobs just in Wichita because I really like it there. So I want to stay there. But some students actually reach out to other places. So career office support is to help you polish your resume and your LinkedIn profile. And if you're nervous to go through a job interview, they provide a mock interview with you, and they have all these like preparation for you. And one new facility that we offer is a photo booth on campus that takes free photos for us. Yeah. And then if you don't like it, you can retake, and anyone can use it. It's free. So it is like really, really nice. Yes. And then there's also like discounts for you to go buy nice work clothes to go to an interview. There are a lot of different supports. They also help you explore job opportunities, not just within the U.S. but outside of the U.S. or outside of your state. So as long as you're willing to explore jobs in a broad spectrum, I am pretty optimistic. I feel like you can find a job. But if not, then okay. The other option is to continue your education if you don't want to, come back home, and then you can finish. You can do a master's after bachelor's. You can do PhD. In my case, I did 2 masters.
Oh. And I think Midwest is offer things that are not only affordability, and it's also have the rich culture,
yes,
and supportive academic environment. Whether you are near or far, there's
Agreed.
a wealth of opportunities just waiting
Yes.
to be explored in
Yes.
the Midwest.
Yes.
That we are not really heard it a lot.
Yes.
As much as the East Coast counterpart or the West Coast
Exactly.
counterpart. But there are, like you say, there's a hidden gem
Yes.
in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And if you want to explore higher education in the Midwest, you can always come to Education USA and have a conversation with me and also my college. We're going to find the best fit place for you. Okay, that's probably we almost reaching for our...
Can I add one last word?
Please.
It's just like Medan that most people haven't heard of, but it's such a great place,
Yes.
just like the Midwest. Most people haven't heard of, but it's a great place.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe can I have a question? Mas Dina?
Yes, please.
Because I'm so curious about the lifestyle outside the university. How about like how the celebration or maybe the festival in the Midwest? Is there any festival in the Midwest?
Oh, yes. So every state has a state fair. So it's like a big thing. There are, you will see all kinds of animals like sheep and then pigs, pig raising, and then cows, and then they showcase their produce, and then there are games, there are different things. Every year they have that. So it's, in my state, it's September. So it's like a big festival that you can go. It's fun. But also, in many places, they have farmers markets every weekend. Okay. So you can find the fresh produce. That's also very cool. And July 4th is big deal. So all the celebration, I talk about like barbecue. Okay. And then fireworks. Okay. And in some particular states, they have hot air balloon. So there are a lot of great things to explore.
Okay, thank you. One more. Yeah, we're talking about the education. I'm curious, how is the level of competition among the students there in your school maybe?
That's a good question. I guess depending on the schools, of course, there are still big name schools in the Midwest, and then that could be more competitive, especially scholarships. But look for the names that you might not have heard of, and then just ask. The worst that you can get is like you just waste your time asking, and you don't get the results that you want. But always ask; it doesn't hurt, and maybe you will get a good result that you didn't expect.
Okay, that can be the spirit of Medan untuk teman anak muda. Okay,
thank you.
That's enough for me. Yes. It's enough, Mas Dimas?
It's enough. We
Okay.
cover a lot of things about Midwest,
Yes.
and we hope that it will change the way we think. Now we see that there's plenty of opportunities, not always in the big names. It's not
Right.
always in the
You the best for your work, for your future, and I
Thank
hope that
you.
I can meet you another time. Maybe when I come.
Yeah, come visit.
Yes, and thank you so much, Mas Dimas.
Thank you, Wayomi.
We cannot wait for another speaker and the next episode. So teman anak muda, if you want to reach more information, you can visit the Education USA Center in Medan, especially at Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
Bye bye. See you next
Bye-bye.
time.
Bulan puasa tuh kadang bikin bingung. Hari ini sahur makan apa? Buka puasa masak apa? Kalau